Hello, viewers, and welcome to Winning in Life Academy. It's me, your host, Buki Olukoya. Here on this channel, we learn everything, to do with winning in our finances, winning in time management, winning in our health, winning in our wealth. All aspects of life. Because if you are a believer like me, if you believe in God and His Son Jesus Christ, you will understand and you will know that God wants us to win in every aspect of life. And on this channel, this is what we'll be talking about: how to win in every area of life. So stay tuned with us on this channel and be blessed. One thing I need you to do for me is to click on your subscribe button so that you will be the first to get every new video from us on this channel. You'll be the first to know, and you'll be the first to hear what God is saying about your finances, about your health, about your wealth, about time management, how to do all these things in a godly way. Stay tuned and stay blessed. Hello, viewers, and welcome again. Okay, so today I'll be talking to us about what God told me about my finances, what God told me about my financial life. So, I mean, just like anyone else, any young person. So I finished from uni. So I studied biochemistry in the UK. And I was searching for job just like any other young person. And yes, uh, to God's glory, I was able to get a job, and it was in the healthcare sector, basically within the NHS, really, because I studied biochemistry. So yeah, and I've been working, the 9 to 5 life, just like anyone else, and I thought, I was doing fine, and I'm in charge of my finances. I'm in charge of my money, so I get what I want to get. And even after, I got married, myself, my husband, we were like, we've been paying our bills, and so we earn the money. We're getting paid our salaries and things like that, you know. But all the while, my thought has been, oh, we are good with money. We are good with our finances, So we didn't really like put much thought to it. But yeah, so we obviously carried on working, and it wasn't until when we had to like move, change house, change location, move to outside of London, and the children had to change schools and things like that, and I was having to like commute, back to work in London and all that. So one of the children was not really like finding the change easy at school and things like that. So I had to like leave that job and try to find something within my new area. And and at that time I was, I had to like pray and say, God, what do you want me to do? Well, sort of um you know job do you want me to carry on in the one that I was doing, something similar, with the laboratory, or do you want me to come out of the lab and just do other things. And basically, because what I was actually doing in the lab was had some lab administrative tasks within it. So it's kind of lab administrative task. Although I do, uh, so I was basically like the traceability person, go-to person for that hospital, for the lab and for the hospital. So I would do things like the compliance aspect of things. I'll do just general work stuff. So, but within the lab confined, because to do with lab stuff. I don't know how else to, but I don't want to go too far into exactly what part of the lab I was working in. All right, so and when we moved, I was like, oh God, can I do something else? What else can I do? So it was all right with me. It sat well with me to switch into administrative role fully. So I was like, okay, yes, no problem. So I tried to find something within that uh, field. So I got something. So I kept working that as well. The money would come in, and so I was thinking, okay, yeah, we're doing fine financially. There are times, although there are times when, maybe you would be waiting for you to get paid so that you can do the things that you want to do, and but I was worried about that, but I wasn't maybe I wasn't too worried about it. So, but eventually God started speaking to me to say, look, okay, this is not you're not in control of your finances. You're not taking, like, maybe when someone is struggling with their finances. So I said, okay, what do I do? So I started like trying to, I started getting books to do with money, to do with finances, things like that. And and with money and everything, I started learning like what are the things that I'm missing. So I realized that, oh, actually, there are a lot of things that I needed to know about money, which I was not aware of at the time. So I was working, getting paid. I believed then that all money was for is, you know, to get what you need, pay the bills, meet the needs of the children, get all the things you need. And as long as you're doing that, you're in control of your money. So, which is not, it's not a bad thing or bad mindset to have about money, but it's just should I say, the basics or the tip of the iceberg. So and God started like teaching me about what money is, or, how to manage money, how to manage finances, and actually broke down what finance is, or what financial life is composed of, like what are the different parts that makes up one's financial life. So the different components that makes up a person's financial life, especially as a child of God. Especially as a child of God. So um, so there are four aspects, that God helped me to understand, that makes up, um, you know, a good financial life for a child of God. So remember, on this channel, we're learning how to win in every area of life. To win in our money, win in our finances, win in every sphere of life. Okay. And also, that reminds me, if you haven't clicked like, please click the like uh, button, and also click the subscription button, so that you can be the first person to see our new videos as soon as they drop. All right, thank you. All right, so God started speaking to me to say, oh, okay, you're not in control. You need to be in control of your money, and things like that. And God tried to make me understand that my financial life needs to be whole. Whole, that's the word, whole. So as a child of God, we need to have a financial life that is whole. And also there was some other things that kind of God brought to my attention or to my memory that that I remembered. So like there are different pillars of life, different aspects of life. So there are generally people will say 7 pillars of life, but I would say 8. And there are some people that will agree to say 8 pillars of life. So there are different aspects of life that we need to make sure we are working on every day. Maybe in another video, I will try to cover all those 8 pillars or 7 to 8 pillars of life to discuss it further. But I'll still mention some. So the first is obviously God, as in people say God first. So like your spiritual life first, yeah, then family second. Number 2 is family. Work third. Number 3 is work. Finances fourth. So number 4 is financial life. And then and the rest as well. So I'll try to do another video to talk about them fully, properly. So but with this one, we're talking about our financial life, and that our financial life needs to be whole, meaning complete. So we need to have complete understanding of finances and how to manage it, how to be in control. So that God's mind for us. God has ordained for us to be in control of our money, of our finances, of every aspect of our lives. All right. So the 4 things that God told me that a financial life should be comprised of. So number 1, like I said, even in this, is God. God. So if you're a Christian child of God, you will understand what I mean by God, as in your tithe first, your 10% first to God. So each time you maybe work and you get your salary and everything, your 10% first. So God first is the first part of your money, first part of your financial life. And then the second part is yourself. And this second part is what I want to call your future self. Your future self, in the sense that that's your savings. That's your savings. So, guys, oh, any money that comes to your hand, this is what you want to follow. This is the step that you want to follow. Okay, so if you haven't clicked on the subscription button, please do so right away. Don't forget to click on the subscription button and subscribe to this channel, because you'll be the first to get all the videos talking about important aspects of life, that God wants us to know as his child, as children of God. All right, so yeah, number 2, you have to savings, pay your future self. So you're saving that money to for your future, really, for your future. So it's for you, but for your future. It could be for you and your family, that's fine, but for the future, all right? And the scenario that God kind of gave me, I mean, it might sound simple or logical to most of us, but question is, are you really doing it in this step, in this order? I'll come back to the story that the example that God, gave me. So I don't want to forget that story. So maybe I should say. So are we doing it in the right order? Before I say the third point, let me quickly say the story. So like a farmer, it's like the story of a farmer. If a farmer um, has a farmland that he cultivates, and when he harvests his crops, I don't know, maybe he plants apples and he harvests it, the farmer will have to keep some back, you know, for him to be able to get the seeds to plant for next year's harvest, for the following year's harvest. So the farmer is not going to sell all the produce, no, he's not going to sell everything. It's going to, like, do it in portions, like, okay, maybe 70% is what we're selling. I don't know, maybe 10% is what we're going to be replanting, maybe 20% for us, as to eat or something like, there has to be that segment, that portion that will be saved for the future, for him to reap, or else it won't have any harvest for the following year. Can you imagine? If he forgets to save some for him to get the seeds from to plant, he's not going to have any harvest. So we need to be like a farmer. We need to be wise and pay ourselves, pay our future self. And that's the way God helped me to understand savings. Guys, growing up, no one taught me nada about money. I'm telling you, no one sat me down or showed me what. That's why all the understanding that I had, or mindsets that I had about money was using it to get what you don't have. So it was all about the spending. So, and I'm sure maybe we've heard the word save, saving, saving, saving so many times, but you were just thinking maybe it's for some other people, or as long as I'm paying my bills, like I said earlier, I'm getting all the stuff that the family needs, blah blah. We are all right. You understand? So we didn't think it was a matter of life and death or anything like that. I mean, it's not a matter of life and death, but very crucial, very, very, very crucial, guys, to pay your future self, to pay our future self. Very, very crucial. So that's number two. So you get any money, number one you want to do, take the tithe for God aside. Just remove it straight. Like, don't even think about it. Just take it out. Number two, you want to pay your future self. This, guys, this comes with discipline, understanding, and that's why God is teaching us. Then the number three is to what? Let me check it. Yeah, so number three is to then allocate the spending part of the money, which is where that's what we then use to meet the family needs, pay our bills, to get the things that we want to get. So that's it. And then the number four pillar, number four pillar within the financial life, or should I say the fourth step. So it's made up of four steps or four cycles. Yeah, let me just keep explaining this way. I think it's clearer this way. So the fourth step is to invest. Is to invest. Is to invest some of the money. So if you're somebody that maybe after you've taken out your tithe, 10%, and you've taken out your savings, the savings minimum should be 10% minimum. So if, for example, you've taken out your tithe, your savings, and the rest, um, and maybe you're struggling to pay your bills on the rest, so you will still have to keep that remaining. I think that's like 80%. You still have to use that 80% to get to pay for your bills. So what you would then need to do is you need to be flexible with your bills, you know, and try to cut them down to fit into your 80%. Okay. So, but if you say there's nothing left after, then your savings, which you have been saving for your future, will be the ideal part for you to then take and invest it, into your future. Invest. Still following on the story of the farmer will have to take the seeds that he kept to the side and put it in the ground physically and plant it, and then put the water on, or the rain comes on it, the sun comes on it, and that's when it can then start growing to multiply, to give the fruits, new fruits. So that's the same thing as the savings that we are keeping to the side, is actually for us to put it in the ground, for us to invest it. If after you take out the spending money, you still have some leftover, then that will be for investment as well. Or you can use it, for there's two types of saving. There's savings for near future, where maybe you can use it on important things. There's savings for the future, which is the investment. So those are the four pillars really, that is wise for us as children of God to follow. Those are the four pillars. So God first, 10%. Savings second, pay our future, minimum 10%. You can make it 20% if you have it. Then the spending part of the money, which we used to get the things that we don't need. Whatever we want, we have to budget it and make it fit into that spending allotment or allowance. And then the fourth step to make our financial life whole and complete is to invest, because the farmer had to put the seed in the ground in order to plant it for him to be able to get harvest for the following year. So we have to also invest for our future. And I think that's where I want to stop for now. And please, if you haven't clicked that like button, give us a click, give us a like, and also subscribe. And please, please, please share this um, podcast, should I say, share this video with other uh, Christians, other children of God, or that are, working the 9 to 5, busy, and, because we don't want to be waiting for paycheck to paycheck. So we need to understand our financial life and be in control. Be in control. Money is just like what I call an armor, and hammer. God wants you to be in charge of your money, be in control of the hammer. So, for example, if someone goes to learn a carpentry work, for example, and they want to put the nail in the wood, and they kept hammering their own finger. They kept missing the nail and hammering their own finger. And then they kept going back to their boss to cry, say, "Oh, I burnt my finger, I hurt my finger." Come on, so the boss will send them back to the training school, to go and learn, to go and start reading all about it. So God, the aim of the boss is to make sure that he trains him enough to be able to be in control of that hammer, so that it won't hurt himself, but whenever he hits the hammer, it will be hitting on the nail, and the nail will be fastened well into the wood. That's how God wants us to be with our money. He wants us to be in charge. Money is a tool that we need to learn how to use as God's children. And if we need to read about it, read about it. But when God is speaking to us like this, giving us the insights and the wisdom and the principles that we need to apply, then that's even a lot better. And it takes a whole year of, uh, you know, uh, should I say, stress off from our shoulders. So I hope you have been blessed with today's podcast. Please share this video and click like. Stay blessed and see you soon on our next video. Thank you.